For my transferable skills project, I chose to do the study of GMOs. Genetically modified organisms can be defined as organisms in which the genetic material, or DNA, has been altered in a way that does not occur naturally by mating or natural recombination. This means that these plants have not occurred naturally, but that also does not mean they were not made naturally. They were made from the combination of two plants, not creating a new type of plant. So these graphs show a survey done on 15 respondents from multiple backgrounds. As you can see in the top graph, 80% knew what GMOs were, while only 20% had no idea what a GMO was. And then in the bottom left graph, it shows that 53% had a positive view on GMOs, while 20% knew nothing about them, and 27% viewing them in a negative light. And then in the bottom right corner, you can see that the graph shows that 57% of the respondents know that GMOs can help people in some way, whether that is in third world countries or just in their own homes. While the other 43% are skeptical about GMOs, but maybe think that they can help people in some aspect. And then when asked if they knew a popular GMO, 35% did not know a popular one. And the rest of the 65% said a wide variety of GMO products. As you can see that they said corn, fruit, soybeans, and alfalfa. And there's many more GMOs out there. When people think of GMOs, they think that they have some unknown DNA. But in reality, most GMOs are just inserting DNA from one plant and putting it into another. A professor at Purdue University said GMOs have undergone more detailed evaluation than any other food group of plants we consume. Due to them experiencing more detailed studies, we should be more willing to try them than normal foods, as we know there is not going to be anything within them to harm us, as there could be with other foods. Here are some examples of GMOs that are in plants. So soybeans, they kill pests. So that means that less pesticides are needed for using within the soybeans. And this means that more plants will grow every year. And then for the sweet corn was originally a grain, and so now it has become more soft and it can be more easily consumed than it was before. And then for apples, they have non-browning attributes now, and that means it is more appealing to consume, and they make it so then you want to eat the apple. And then here are some uncommon GMOs that I think are really overlooked when people are looking at GMOs. And the first one is a purple tomato. These tomatoes have boosted levels of antioxidants from other safe foods, such as blueberries. And pig poop. Clean your pig poop. This has less phosphorus, which means less smelly poop, and leaves us with a better and cleaner atmosphere for years to come. And then faster aging salmon. This means that more fish will be produced in 1 year if they just keep growing faster and faster. And this means that more fish can be in cycle every single season. GMOs can do a number of things to help a plant to be a better plant, and help them do more for us in the long run. There's little evidence supporting some of the negatives. Some possible negatives that people believe is that people believe that due to them not knowing how GMOs work, that they could cause cancer. However, there is no data that supports this. This is what MD Anderson Cancer Center says, a research center that specifically targets why cancer is caused. And it says that researchers cannot confirm whether or not GMOs increase cancer risks. People just assume that GMOs will cause cancer when there's no scientific evidence that supports this. And then people believe that something they could be allergic to could be in a GMO. However, scientists only take a specific part of a plant, as the FDA writes. Scientists perform tests to make sure that these proteins are not allergens. They only take one part of another plant, such as how fast they grow, not the allergen causing DNA. Examples of plant positives: soybeans. They kill the pests that consume them. This means that less pesticides are used each year. And this means that we have a cleaner environment. And they also have a faster growing rate and then a higher yieldage. So that means that more plants are being grown every year, and then on those plants, they're growing much faster. So we have more plants every year. And then apples, they have less time to bruise. And this means that they will look better on shelves longer than what they would normally. And then along with that, they have brighter color. And so then people will be more willing to purchase a GMO apple than they would an organic apple. And along with the apples looking better, they are also more flavorful. And so that then they'll look good and taste good for you. People need to know the facts about GMOs. Oftentimes, people just assume a statement is true about GMOs without ever doing their own research. Alliance for Science says this about research in GMOs. Governments everywhere employ strict biosafety protocols to ensure that any new GM product poses no threat to human or animal health or the environment. Not only are GMOs good for us, they also are good for everything involved in the process as well. Why should we care about GMOs? GMOs are the future of agriculture. They will allow us as a society to progress food production faster, stronger, and better. So we should not be afraid of them. If anything, we should want to embrace them, as they only are here to help us and get stronger and better plants. People need to educate other people on GMOs, so they will not think that they're as scary as they think they are. And then they should also try different GMOs and see if they really do a difference or if they just look good. Some GMOs can be scary as they look different, but they should not be something that should be scary, as we should want to try different things. And then they also need to do their own research on GMOs, not just assuming what a person said on the internet to be true. False assumptions can lead to false information being spread. So watch out when you want something about a GMO, because it could be made up. Let's recap. GMOs are the altering of DNA within a plant or animal to give it more desirable characteristics, which will allow us to have higher and better food production. They do more good than bad, as they allow us to have faster crops and more nutritious plants, which makes it for better plants in general. The risks are just assumptions about GMOs that are not actually factual. Now, oftentimes this is true, but sometimes they can be factual assumptions, such as the allergens. Not all GMOs have allergens in them, as they are all tested, but there could be one little GMO that could just get through and that has an allergy. And people should not be afraid of them, as they're only here to help us. Why should we be afraid of something if it's only here to help us? That just doesn't make sense.